Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to this week's edition of CSO Alert, your weekly roundup of all things important in the world of cybersecurity. According to a study released by the Ponemon Institute, enterprises are not yet managing the risks posed by the swelling wave of IoT technology. The study, which surveyed 553 enterprise IT decision makers, found that 78% of respondents thought that it's likely that their organizations will experience data loss or theft enabled by IoT devices within the next 2 years. Now that is downright scary. 3 out of 4 respondents said that the speed at which IoT technology advances makes it harder to keep up with the evolving security requirements. Just 44% of respondents told researchers that their enterprise has the ability to protect itself and its network from IoT devices. Another big factor in the poor state of IoT management is the organization itself. Of the 50% companies that didn't track IoT inventory, 85% said that there's a lack of centralized responsibility for those devices, and over half cited that a lack of resources available to perform this task. According to a Kaspersky report, the Dridex banking Trojan has caused damages in the financial sector worth millions. There have been numerous unsuccessful attempts to block the Trojan's activity, but it remains active due to its continuous evolution and increased sophistication. In the early months of 2017, Dridex activity was spotted in several European countries, with the UK accounting for nearly 60% of all detections, followed by Germany and France. The malware never really worked in Russia. Interesting, isn't it? The report reviews the theory that the authors of Dridex are the same as the people behind the main Zeus malware family that was specifically designed to steal victims' financial credentials and use them for fraudulent wire transfers. However, Kaspersky has launched a list of advices for businesses and consumers in order to avoid this Trojan. A major problem with biometric authentication is that when it doesn't work, there are very few options to proceed with the authentication. Some vendors are trying to deal with this by using a simultaneous multi-biometric method. One vendor, Sensory, is making serious headway into figuring out interesting ways to use dual biometrics. First, it realized that layering one biometric on top of another would increase the error rate. And the two methods it uses, voice and facial recognition, can fail for quite a few reasons. All this makes Sensory's sensitivity settings important. Sensory typically recommends allowing authentication from either voice and facial recognition essentially act as each other's backup. So if one says no, the other will still allow access. Another interesting aspect of this is that those higher sensitivity levels can be used to prevent spoofing attempts. By using a dual biometric approach with settings that require at least low-level recognition of both voice and face, spoofing is more difficult. Software will always have bugs. In the case of Samba networking utility, the remote code execution bug can be potentially exploited by a network worm, which means addressing this vulnerability is top priority. Samba is an implementation of the SMB CIFS protocol that lets Unix and Linux systems access Windows file and print services. It also interoperates with Windows networking features such as Active Directory and Windows Server domain. The Samba maintainers wrote in an advisory that a malicious client can upload a shared library to a writable share and then cause the server to load and execute it. WannaCry was ransomware, but other versions included a cryptocurrency miner and a remote access Trojan. No one knows what Eternal Rock will do, as it has yet to dump a payload. Considering Samba is used on file shares and backups, imagine the damage it can cause if combined with ransomware. Target's multi-state data breach settlement over its 2013 data breach outlines the kind of security measures enterprises should have in order to not be found negligent with customer data. The settlement gives Target 180 days to develop, implement, and maintain a comprehensive information security program, but most of the terms refers to the changes the retailer has already adopted. As part of the settling with the states, Target has to pay $18.5 million. And on that note, we wind up this edition of CSO Alert. Do follow us at csoonline.in or click the eye icon on the top right corner of this video to get details on the stories we've covered. We are of course on social. Take a look at our Facebook and Twitter links. You'll find them right here. We'll be back with more next week. Till then, stay secure.